All right, thanks a lot, Kent. Just real quickly, recapping Saturday's win on the road in Columbia. A few things really stood out. I loved the unselfishness that our guys played with. Season high 23 assists for us. I thought really executed on the offensive side of the ball. We've talked about it a lot in here, trying to improve our three-point efficiency, and I thought Max McKinnon and Rashad King were terrific there, going 6 of 12 from behind the arc. And then, probably the last team thing that really stood out to me was just the execution on both sides of the ball during the overtime period to find a way to get the win. I thought we had some great individual performances. Rashad King, his third game starting at the point guard position, I thought played really well, 18 points, 7 rebounds. Big key, got fouled, drew 6 fouls, got to the free throw line. Max McKinnon, he's been scoring the ball very well for us, been our leading scorer, but he gets 8 assists in the game, creating for others. And then probably the other two, Markel Sutton and Mike Nwoko reestablished their physical presence on the court. I thought, Markel, 16 points, 8 rebounds, was really aggressive around the basket. And then Mike, he scored in a variety of ways. He got out in transition and ran, got some transition baskets. He got baskets rolling to the rim, and then got some different scoring opportunities off some screening action. So I thought those guys were fantastic. It was good to get the win going into this 2-game homestand. I know you have questions on Georgia. Just a quick preview. They play at an incredible pace, 92 points a game. 65% of their possessions end in the first 11 seconds of the possession, so they play with great speed. They have 4 perimeter players that are averaging double figures. And then on the defensive side, they are really aggressive. They turn their opponents over a lot, so ball security will be incredibly important for us. So with that, love to open it up for any questions.
Coach, could you just talk about in general how Jalen Reed's been doing with his recovery mentally, physically, and how it compares to last year?
Trev, I think the impressive part is the mental side, going through 2 devastating injuries like this that end your season. But then it's the surgery, which obviously is not a lot of fun. Then it's the lengthy rehab process, which is not a lot of fun. But I think he's really attacked it well. It's still challenging him to maintain his leadership role in the locker room. Everyone on the team really respects his voice. He has great credibility there. But from the rehab standpoint, he's attacking it the same way he did his 11th month process last year. He goes to work every day and does more than is expected and is hungry to get back and be better than before. So, been very impressed with how he's handled it, both in the training room and then probably to me what would be the more challenging part, the mental side of things.
Yeah, Coach, just what went into y'all's success defensively against South Carolina and just how y'all were able to slow them down?
Well, I think, Matthew, we got off to a better start, obviously, than the first matchup against them. And if you look at games where they've played really well, Elijah Strong at the 5 position, spacing the floor with threes, has really hurt some teams, us, Oklahoma, a couple other games. So I thought Mike did a really good job taking away his threes. He ended up hitting one late in the game, but he had 4 for 4 in the start against us here. I thought some of our switching bothered them, made them take some tougher 2s. They still made 9 threes, but I thought they were more challenged than they were in the first matchup. So I just thought our urgency there to take away Strong, who had a career high against us the first time, was really good. And then, it wasn't a masterpiece by any means, but in the overtime period, we were able to stack stops together and do just enough to win the game.
Yeah, you mentioned Rashad. He's been shooting over 50% from the field over these last 4 games. Just how much of a boost would that production be down these last couple of games, down the stretch?
Yeah, Kevin, it's critical for us. I think he's been terrific. He's the one guy from a number standpoint who's taken a big jump as we've gotten into SEC play. His efficiency numbers, his shooting percentages have really increased since league play began. The 3 games he started at the point, Kentucky, Missouri, and at South Carolina, I think he's done a good job not only from a production standpoint, but really steadying our team and organizing our team on both sides of the ball. So, I think he's going to be a big key for us as we go down the stretch, and want to see him continue to play with this confidence that he's been playing with here over the last 4 weeks.
Hey, Coach. Have y'all been able to keep the momentum from South Carolina after a relatively long break off of games?
It's a great question. You try and attack that bye week and find the right balance from we need to keep getting better as a team. You also want to get everyone refreshed and recharged for the second half of league play. You want to maintain your level of conditioning. So Monday and Tuesday, we just focused on us. A lot of player development, a lot of competitive segments against each other. And then, Wednesday through Friday is more of the Georgia preparation going into Saturday. But I think the guys have taken advantage of the week and will be locked in, ready to go on Saturday.
Yeah, Coach, just maybe an update on what's going on with D-Don and just what, kind of that decision-making process is going to look like for him and when he can get back on the floor.
Yeah, Glenn, unfortunately, in the Mississippi State game, about 3 minutes in, he re-injured the foot, tried to play through it, was unable to do so, came in and really for the first time the day after the Mississippi State game, had a lot of pain and soreness following the game, which had not happened in his first 2 games back. So he's been off since Mississippi State. We'll reevaluate this afternoon. He'll do some running today, and we'll see where he's at. I would leave it as day-to-day at this point. Wish I could give you a more definitive answer there. The one thing I just want really clear, because I know in today's age of college athletics, you hear a lot of opt-outs and things like that. I mean, he is doing everything in his power. He wants to be on the floor. He wants to help his team, whether it's 10 minutes a game or 30. Just right now, over the last week since re-injuring it against Mississippi State, has been unable to go.
And then just from a playmaking perspective against South Carolina, I believe y'all had 23 assists. And just what did you like about the playmaking that you guys were able to do there on the road, and how you can kind of carry that forward here going
Glenn, yeah, Glenn, it's been a little bit of a challenge because we had to change how we play without DJ. I think you saw a lot more off-ball screening versus all the ball screen offense that we ran the first 13, 15 games of the year. And I thought we did a much better job from a screening standpoint. We were able to create some advantages there, and then our decision-making, curling some screens. We had a couple back screens that led to lobs. 23 of our 31 baskets were assisted on, which I think is the pathway for us moving forward. So, less dribbling, more ball movement, more off-ball screens than on-ball screens. I think gives us our best opportunity to be efficient offensively with our group as constructed right now.
I think we all know how good of a shooter Max McKinnon is, and just his ability to also pass the ball. I guess what's something that maybe we don't know about Max that I guess also stands out about him as a player or as a person?
Yeah, TJ, I think the movement without the basketball would be something that really stands out to me. I thought you saw that on Saturday. He was curling screens. If there wasn't any help there, he got all the way to the rim for the basket. There were a couple times where X5, the defender, stepped up and took away the curl, and he threw those lobs to Rob and Mike for some easy dunks. I think the other thing is he's a really good screener, which I think when you have an elite shooter as Max is, over 40 from behind the three-point line. A lot of teams are trying to take him away, and if you can be a screener, it can really help free up your teammates. And so, those are a couple things that maybe don't get talked about enough that I think he does at a really high level.
Coach, what went into the game plan of getting P.J. Carter in the game so early against South Carolina, playing as much as he did, and is that a sign of something we'll see in the future?
Well, I think first off, in the first matchup, P.J. came in and had 10 points and 7 rebounds in that game. I thought he did some really nice things there. I think he's really competed in practice on the defensive side of the ball, and then he gives us an added weapon from behind the three-point line. He's a guy over the last 2+ years has made over 100 threes at around 40%. So I think he helps us space the floor and stretch the defense. And he was 2 for 7 in the game. I think he'll shoot a higher percentage than that as we move forward. But we've just been struggling from behind the three-point line. And as I mentioned, Rashad and Max go 6 for 12. You add in PJ's 2 made threes, and then Jalen Reese hit a big 3 in the first half, where in the previous couple games we were -18 and -21 from behind the three-point line. From a point standpoint, we were dead even in this game. Gave us a better opportunity to win. And I think PJ's a big part of that.
Yeah, Coach, you kind of mentioned it, but with Kane and Wilkinson and that backcourt, just what do they do well? What makes them a tough cover?
Well, it starts, Matthew, with their transition attack. They play with great pace and speed in the open floor. They look to create advantages in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. They'll take those early threes and step up and knock them down. They're oftentimes, they have 4 of their 5 players on the floor that can be deadly from behind the three-point line, which really spaces you out defensively. So, and as I mentioned in the open, 4 perimeter players that average double figures. So that balance, that combination makes them difficult to defend. So I think our transition defense will be really critical. And then like a lot of good three-point shooting teams, oftentimes it starts with your ability to contain the one-on-one dribble drive, so you stay out of rotations. That's where they can really get you ice skating and put you behind the 8 ball from a disadvantage standpoint.
What has been the mood, I guess, since the South Carolina win in the locker room, even amongst the coaches in the program?
Yeah, I think good. I think our guys have been terrific. I love our team. We've got an older, experienced group. We've got hit with a couple of challenges with how we've had to change style of play due to some injury, but I think have really handled it well going into the South Carolina game. Everywhere we wanted to make improvement going into that game, we were able to do so. And I think they've attacked it as this is our bye week. There's a lot of basketball left to be played. Let's get better this week, and let's be prepared to go on Saturday when Georgia comes to town at 5 o'clock. So, so far so good, but we need a really good practice today. We need a good practice tomorrow, and we need to be ready to start fast on Saturday night at 5. Anything else? All right. Thank y'all so much. We'll see you on Saturday.